Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into marketing with a kind of magic twist to it.
Magic.
Yeah. We've got Dean Hankey, the Dean of Success. He's a speaker, an author, does consulting too.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, and he's really known for bringing entertainment and business smarts together.
Interesting combo.
Right. We've got some clips from one of his talks where he kind of breaks down this charismatic one-sheet approach he's got.
Okay.
I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Before we even get to that, though, his you-know-how formula really caught my attention. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, it's really smart. It's a problem we all have, right?
Yeah.
Explaining what we do in a way that people actually want to listen to.
Totally.
And his formula is so simple, but it just works.
Yeah.
You tap into a problem everyone has, relate it back to your solution, and then bam, highlight what the listener gets out of it.
And I love the example he uses, the kid's birthday party magician.
Oh, yeah.
It's lighthearted, but it just nails the point.
For sure. He says, you know how kids, they can get so distracted, even at their own birthday parties.
Yeah.
I mean, any parent listening is like, oh, yeah, tell me about it.
Right.
And then he comes in with, well, I help make those parties memorable, exciting, fun, so you can, just relax, be the mom.
So smart.
He takes a problem everyone knows, makes himself a solution,
Yeah.
and focuses on the good stuff, like a stress-free party. I mean, who wouldn't want that?
It's like he's telling a mini story that sucks you in.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of why it works. It's not just selling something. It's like a story that makes you want to hear more.
Oh, totally. Plus, there's, psychology behind it, too. Asking it as a question makes the listener think differently.
How so?
Instead of just hearing stuff, their brain's got to find the answer, like a little hook that keeps them listening.
This is making me rethink how I explain what I do. I see how powerful this could be.
It really can be. And it works for any business. Think about it. Your elevator pitch. Use that you-know-how structure. Start with a problem your ideal client has, link it to what you solve, and then boom, the benefit they get.
Instead of what you do, it's how you make their life better.
Exactly.
Game changer.
Oh.
Okay, so let's move to this charismatic one sheet he's got. He's saying it can be like a blueprint, not just for marketing, but for your whole business. What's the thought there?
It boiled down to clarity. Even if this one sheet never sees the light of day, making it forces you to, really zoom in on what you offer, who your people are.
Okay.
It's a roadmap, makes you clear on who you are, what you do, who you're for.
Love it. So break down these parts he's got in it. He starts with this big, bold promise headline. Gotta grab attention instantly, scream value and transformations.
Right.
All about what the audience gets.
Think of it as like an ad for the ad. First impression, got to be strong to make them want more.
His example is explosive experience, explosive results, eye-catching for sure.
Oh, yeah, and it hints at the energy he brings. But the main point here, it's for anyone. What change are you promising? What's the end game for your client? Got to be right up front in that headline.
And then there's the compelling expert image. A picture's worth 1,000 words, he says. Show yourself in action, happy audience, proving you can do what you say.
Absolutely. Think about who you want to reach and choose visuals that speak to them. A pro headshot might work for some, but if you're all about energy fun, like Dean, you need something more, dynamic.
I like how he talks about those typical speaker holding a microphone headshots. He prefers to work with photojournalists to catch real moments. And on his one sheet, he's got this stylized headshot. He's on a star.
Out there. Right. It definitely makes you look.
Exactly. It shows how visuals can show off your brand, who you are. Be intentional. Choose images that match your audience and what you want to say.
Makes sense. Okay, what about the expert positioning and bio part? He's saying it's not bragging. It's about showing off your expertise and how it helps your clients. It's answering that so what. Don't just list what you've done. Connect it to how they win because of it.
He calls himself a spectacular entertainer, an epic MC, owning it, and it sets him apart right away. Plus, he drops in those big-name companies he's worked with. Instant credibility.
Oh, yeah. That social proof, it's huge. Saying you're good is one thing, but having, respected names back you up, that builds trust. People believe it more.
Speaking of social proof, next on the one sheet is testimonials that pack a punch. He calls them OS2s, others-oriented success solutions right now.
Yep.
But you know what? Let's take a pause here. Come back fresh for part 2 of this deep dive. We'll pick up right where we left off.
We're back. Okay, so those OS2s.
Yes. Others-oriented success solutions.
Catchy. Right. It's not about tooting your own horn. It's letting your clients do it for you, sharing those success stories.
Exactly. And that's why testimonials are gold. They're real, not just you saying you're great. People trust those more.
No.
Think about it. We see marketing all the time. It's like, yeah, whatever. But then someone's raving about something. We perk up. We listen.
It's just human nature, right?
Totally.
We want to hear from people who've been there, done that, had a good experience.
Sure.
Dean says go for testimonials that show real results, changes you made happen.
Yeah.
Ask clients about their biggest headaches, then boom, show how you solved them.
He's got this story. A client was freaking out, scared of getting fired because entertainment at their last event bombed.
Ooh.
And Dean, he turns things around, makes it a hit. The client's over the moon, so relieved.
Love it.
That kind of story, it just hits home.
Oh, yeah. It speaks to a real problem, a real fix. It's not just, he's great. It's, this is how he saved the day.
That's what builds trust, for sure.
Definitely.
It's like proof you can walk the walk. But Dean goes beyond testimonials for building trust. He's big on showing off your cred, awards, groups you're in, media stuff, working with other big names.
Makes sense.
It's creating that, halo effect.
You got it.
You're connected to respected people, organizations. You kind of borrow their shine. Like, if someone you admire is using something, you're more likely to check it out.
All right.
Dean says showcase any ties to big brands, even if you haven't directly worked with them. He's got Disney, Fox, NASA, Apple, all on his one sheet.
Name dropping.
It's subtle, but it's saying, hey, I'm in those circles connected to success. And this works for anyone, no matter where you are in your career. Local paper, feature you. Highlight that. Took a course from a big name, mention it.
Little things add up.
Right. Leverage what you've got to boost yourself. And this is interesting. He says, use AI if you don't have a book or a program to show off.
AI.
Yeah. Generate reports, white papers on stuff in your field, tailor it to how you do things, then share it with potential clients.
That's pretty smart.
Right. Instant expert status. And you're giving something valuable right away. And it doesn't have to be complicated. What problems do your clients have? How do you fix them?
Okay, I see where you're going.
Use AI to help you put that into words. He's also all about getting creative with showcasing your credibility. Screenshots with important people, media logos on your one sheet. Client results in a cool visual way.
Show, don't tell. Classic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Make those wins real, easy to understand, and remember that use me and abuse me policy.
Oh, yeah, that's another trust builder for sure.
It's not just the show, the presentation, it's going above and beyond for clients.
Right.
Exceed those expectations, build those relationships.
Make them feel like VIPs.
Dean's big on this idea. You're not just in the performance biz, you're in the solutions biz.
I like that.
He calls himself a success solutionist.
Catchy.
It nails it. We're not just entertainers, speakers, whatever. We're problem solvers.
Helping our clients win.
And that shift in thinking, it's huge for how we market ourselves. Think like our clients, their pain points, how we help them over those hurdles. And we've got to be clear, concise.
Keep it simple.
Right, if we're confusing people, tune out. Dean's got this analogy. Most marketing, it's not about getting chosen. It's about not getting tossed out. You got to stand out enough so they don't dismiss you before you can even persuade them. So true, right? Like, there's so much info out there. Being able to cut through all that and be clear. That's a superpower these days. And Dean's charismatic thing gives us a way to do that.
Yeah, it does. It really comes down to a few big things, right? We've talked about being clear, focusing on benefits, social proof, and really taking care of your clients. But what gets me is how you can use those things everywhere, not just on this one sheet, but like your website, how you talk to clients every day.
It's bigger than just a document. It's how you think, always being clear and putting the client first.
Exactly. It's about like having a strategy for how you show yourself and what you offer to the world. And that's why I think Dean's onto something. That's not just tricks. It's a whole way of thinking that works for any business, no matter what you do.
It's about knowing your audience, what their problems are, and telling them how you can help in a way that they get. Showing them you're not just selling something, you're offering a solution.
And that's what makes you different. That's what makes you memorable. That's what makes people want to work with you.
So think about what we've talked about today. What really sticks with you? What from Dean's approach can you use in your own marketing?
Maybe it's making your own Charismag one sheet to really figure out what you offer and who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Or try that you-know-how thing. Make your elevator pitch more interesting.
Or just go all in on exceeding expectations. Give amazing service to every client, every time. Whatever it is, remember, being clear is your superpower.
By focusing on your audience, what they need, and telling them your value in a way that grabs them, you can make some real marketing magic happen, the kind that sets you apart.
We hope this deep dive has given you a lot to think about and that you'll check out more of Dean's stuff. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep diving deep.